Hello, everyone. Hey, good evening, and welcome to another episode of The Front. Tonight, we are on live leadership lessons from the front. And as always, you can check out the website at leadtheteam.net for free sales training, for motivational content, and for leadership tips. If you would, make sure and check out the YouTube channel at leadtheteam.tv. You can always watch the replays there and all of the other episodes of the podcasts and vlogs. So tonight, I have a very special guest with me. He is an awesome leader. He is super well known in the automotive industry. If you're in automotive and you don't know this name, you're living under a rock. I'm telling you. So right now, I am going to bring on my very esteemed guest, Mr. Shawn Hays. Ladies and gentlemen, round of applause.
Yes. What's up, Mike?
I'm the only one applauding. How are you, man?
Man, I'm doing good. I'm proud to be on the front, man. I appreciate the invite. And I'm really proud of what you're doing out here, buddy. I really am proud of how far you're pushing yourself and you're getting out there and you're putting a really quality product out there. So I'm real proud of you, man.
Thank you very much, man. So I appreciate you coming on the show as well. So as we're jumping in here and getting started, and I'm going to sneak over here, I'm going to turn it over to you so that I can share the episodes. For anybody that is here watching live, I got to try not to look at that screen because that's where Shawn's at. For anyone who is watching live, do me a favor, just share the video right now. That would be an awesome help to us. I'm going to jump out here and share it as well. So Shawn, as we're getting started, if you would give the viewers kind of a brief history, kind of who you are, where you're coming from, what you've done in business. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, well, my name is Shawn Hays. Your car guy is kind of what I go by. That's kind of like my tag, my brand, I should say. But basically, I was a car salesman for 11 years and 2 different dealerships, and ended up picking up a selfie stick and a cell phone about 15 months ago. And I've literally been on this rocket ship journey ever since. And now we have moved to Paris, Kentucky. Actually, Lexington, Kentucky is where I chose to live, but I work in Paris, Kentucky, and on the leadership team there at a very, very great, well-known dealership in this automotive sector. Just dealerships trying to change revolutionize this industry, which I'm trying to do. So it's really, really cool. I'm excited for this next journey, and I thank everybody for tuning in tonight, man. Absolutely.
So you have been selling cars. You've been in automotive sales for how long?
11 years. Sales for 22, but I went into car sales about 11 years ago.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And you sold before that. I recall that from many of our conversations. So you're moving. What officially is your title? I know you're going to Dan Cummins, so you're moving from the sales floor with the extensive sales experience. What's the title and the role that you're moving into there specifically?
I'm a sales manager. Manager. Yeah.
Perfect. So this will be perfect for this episode. So let me ask you, as we're getting into this and we're talking about characteristics of leadership, if there was one single thing that you would say people know you for, what is that character trait that screams Shawn Hays?
A character trait or what they know me for? I think people know me for Facebook Lives, but my character trait that I think that people that really helps me and that people really are drawn to is my authenticity. Okay, my actual just real, what you see right here, what you see every day, helping people and teaching people. That's the real me, man. If you have a beer with me, we sit on the back porch. That's truly me. So it's not a show, and I think that's very important with social media and leading, is to not put on a front, not be fake, not be somebody that you're not. Just be yourself, be real, and I think people really genuinely are drawn to that.
I would agree with that. So the authenticity is something that you said, people are drawn to that. People want realness right now, especially in leadership. People like yourself that can lead from the front, that can lead from the middle of an organization. You don't always have to have that title. Would you agree with that?
Oh, absolutely. In fact, some of the best leaders in the world don't have titles. I can name many pro athletes. I can name many athletes that I had in high school and friends along the way. You always remember that one friend that everybody wanted to come to their house. Everybody wanted them to hang out that night. If they weren't coming that night, Okay, everybody was like, "Oh man," So I don't think you need a title. You don't have to have a title. In fact, some of the best leaders in the world have no titles, man. It's all about you and how you basically interact with people, what feelings you can draw out of them, what you can get them to pay attention to themselves. And I think that's a real big difference about leaders. A lot of times people don't know how to lead. It's not their fault. They just don't know. It's just, I think some people can become better leaders, but I think people are born with that trait.
Absolutely. Oh, I would absolutely agree with you. There are certain people that do have a stronger aptitude for it, if you will. But I also agree. I think in general, leadership can be taught. Leadership can be trained. It can be learned. It can be taught from one person to another. I've heard the saying many, many times that success leaves clues, right?
Sure.
Success in leadership leaves clues. So before I get into a few of these next questions, because you said one of the things people are drawn to you for is your authenticity. What characteristic, what would you want to be remembered for? Because that's kind of a different question. It's not, well, hey, Shawn Hays wants to be remembered for his authenticity. What's that legacy? What do you want to be remembered for 20, 30, 40, 50 years down the road?
Well, growth and development of the man, of myself. But I really believe at the end of the day, we all start out somewhere, and some of us have a head start on other people. Some don't. Some people learn the hard way. Some people are challenged through their childhood. Well, that was me, So I was a long time coming. I'm a long time getting to where I am now. I mean, I'm 46 now. I know I don't look it, but I am 46 now, right? So like I've gone the journey, and
you don't look at 45.
To get where I am now, Mike, is great because I feel like that's what I am, just showing you the authentic side of me, because I tried to be another person for a long time and it just didn't work for me. This is working way better. And I would recommend to anybody, just get comfortable with you, find out who you are, grow daily inside of that. And then just be better every day than you were the day before. And I really feel like you'll blossom as a human being, as a salesperson, as a leader. I think that's the most important thing, though, Mike, is growth and development. Once you conquer that, once you figure out that that is the nucleus to become better, that's when your life just explodes and opens up.
Absolutely, man. Preach, brother, preach. So here's a question for you. So you're headed into a leadership role. Have you started there yet in your new leadership position?
No, I start
at the land.
Monday. Monday is when our first training class starts. Okay. So no, I have not started there yet. I took my drug test today and that, doing odds and ends, getting the house ready, but I haven't started yet.
Okay. So when you're headed in there, you're walking in from a leadership position. Many of these guys and gals that you're going to be encountering, they already know who Shawn Hays is, or they know the persona of who they think Shawn Hays is. And I agree with you. I think you're one and the same. You and I know each other personally, so I don't think there's a whole lot of facade to it at all. There's none, really. Sometimes I'm trying to think, but so they know who they think the Shawn Hays is coming in. What would you say what are the first 2 or 3 things that you want to learn going in as a leader from either the organization or from the people that you're about to engage with?
Well, I think any situation, Mike, you need to know you have to be aware of what people are thinking of you. I feel like it's very important to you to be able to read a situation, read people. And I'm not stupid. I'm a salesman. I understand that people are probably going to have preconceived notions of me, maybe that I'm this way or I'm that way. The best thing that I can do is just go in and get to know the people. Like, just get to know them. Like, who are you? What makes you tick? What is your why? Why are you here every day? Why do you punch a time clock? What is important to you? And I need to find out what their goals are and tell them, look, man, I'm not here for any other reason other than to help you achieve those. And then you're going to help me achieve mine, period. And I really believe that the biggest problem people have when they go from salesperson to management is they think that now that they have made it, that they're entitled, or they can look down upon people. Man, Mike, I'm always going to be a salesman. Always, forever and ever. I'm the guy that for 11 years, I'm a blue collar guy from Canton, Ohio. I carry a lunch pail. I literally carry a lunch pail to work, man. Okay. So like literally I'm on the front line just like you. Just because I got promoted to a management position, that has nothing to do with it. I'm going to be just like you. I know what you need. I know what you want. Here's the thing. You need to go to those people and say, look, I'm not a diva. I don't need extra treatment. I'm going to work my ass off just like you. Right? And let's figure out a way that we can better the company together. And I think that's the most important thing, is they need to see that I want to help them and the company first. And then if we all do that, they're going to help me too.
Absolutely. And it's one thing to say it. It's another thing to show it. Right. I mean, that's one of the key things I just keyed in. And when you're talking, you said, hey, look, I'm going to say all these things. It's one thing to say that. We all want to, we can present ourselves well, every one of us as salespeople, but it's an entirely different animal to show it, to follow through, to take that action. So one of the things that you said here just a second ago, you said, look, I'm going to learn from them. They're going to learn from me. Here's what I'm going to show them. What are the first 2 or 3 pinpoint action items when you're walking in? What would you say are the first 2 or 3 actions you're going to take as a leader walking into that store?
Well, I'm going to go through this training program that wasn't required of me. Okay. The sales managers don't have to go through this. They go work in other departments like detail and all the rest. But I said, no, man, I'm going to go with them just like them. I'm going to go through every department just like them. All right. I'm going to work through, go detail cars just like them. I'm going to do the things that they're expected to do, because if I'm going to ask you to work your tail off for me, I'm going to work my tail off for you. And I don't have to be about talk. I'm going to show it in actions, just like the same dedicated person that's come out here for 15 months and delivered every morning to everybody across this country for free, getting nothing for it. Okay. My job every day is to become better and then teach people the lessons that I've learned. And I'm going to do that every day.
Okay. So that's number 1.
Yes.
I'm going to put you on the spot. What's number 2? What's the next thing you're going to do after training class is done? Now what?
Well, I'm just going to work really hard. I mean, I'm basically going to lead by example. All right. Okay. I think that's number 1. And number 2, I'm going to make sure that I get to know the people. I think that's the 2 things I'm going to do in a leadership position. It's going to make sure that that people buy into me, man. I'm going to get to know the people, and then I'm going to lead by example. I think that would be 1 and 2.
1 and 2. Okay. And then what, and this will kind of tie together. What would you say are the top 3 characteristics of somebody going into a leadership role? Like, how do you feel? I'm taking a different tact with you, because we've had a lot of people. I've had several people on the show that have said, look, man, it's all about the people. It's about the people. It's about that front line. What would you say are the 3 things that are about you, about Shawn Hays, or about other people that are coming into leadership roles? What 3 things would you say are attractive to the other executive or key level leaders in an organization that they're reaching? I mean, you guys are reaching out all over across the country and pulling in just hitters and really a championship team. I want to choose my words carefully. I don't want to, this is a championship team to me from the outside that you guys are assembling. So what are those 3 kind of key character traits, not just in leaders, but in that championship level team that you guys are looking for?
Well, actually, I did that on my video today, man. I did 5 things that, and we've been recruiting like crazy, right? And I've literally, between Glenn and I, we've talked to 50 to 60 salesmen across the country, literally that either wanted to come or that maybe we had interest in. And really, there was 5 things that it was very, very important to. And I wanted to make sure that you wanted to be there. Like, I don't want to chase you. I don't want to chase you and play like, hey, we're dating, okay, and I'm going to call you and please, please, please. Like, look, man, you know what I'm about. You know what this dealership's about. Do you want to be a part of this, make a difference in this industry? Okay. Because I truly believe, Mike, that we can make a difference in this industry. We can literally change this industry. I really believe it. We have the movement. We have the power. The leverage is happening. The ball is moving. We just need more and more people to buy in. So number 1 was to make sure that they're into what we're, our vision, right? Second thing is I wanted good people. I wanted people that didn't have a lot of drama. Okay. They don't have, they're not into drugs. They're not into partying, staying out all night. I don't want to have to worry about that because look, man, I'm going into a new position. There's 42 salesmen. right? They're going to expect a lot of me. The last thing I want to do is be pulled all over the place and bring people in that have bad culture. Okay. To change the culture of that dealership. I got to make sure that we, no drama. All right. That was very, very important to me. All right. Third thing is obviously work ethic is important. Great. I mean, that's a given, right? Everybody says that. I want great work ethic.
I'm gonna give 110%. Right.
All that stuff. I mean, that's a given with me. If you haven't noticed, that's important to me. But I just wanted to make sure of the character of people. Mike, the character of you, and can I trust you? Can I believe in you? Can I make sure that if I turn my back, you're going to take care of the customer and take care of the dealership, right? Can I trust that you're going to show up every day when I need you to show up? Are you going to call out? Are you going to be late? Are you going to do all the things that I don't need? Because look, if you're going to be like that, just stay home. I don't need you. All right.
Man, I agree with you. And the thing is, you can teach skill set. You can teach leadership. People can learn all those things. That's one of my favorite things in business for 25 years, from when I was a business owner to being a sales manager myself, the position I'm in as you're headed in here as well. You can't teach character. You can't teach it. People either have it, they either have integrity or they don't. And I think that is a huge, huge trait to look for in people.
And the third thing, Mike, was that they want to grow. They want to learn. Okay. Absolutely. Because I don't want any divas. I don't want the people that think they know everything. And like when I'm trying to teach them something, look, I chose to work here, Mike. And Glenn and I and Josh and Dusty Cummins never talked about, hey, I sell a lot of cars. I do this, blah, blah, blah. What I told them is I want to learn. I want to learn from them. They are already further along on the road than I am. I feel like they have value for me. So my number one reason was not how much money I was going to make. We didn't even talk about that until about a month and a half in. Okay. We didn't. We'd been flirting with each other for a month and a half, but we never really talked about money until the final day when I decided to come there. Okay. But it was about how much can I learn? How much can I grow? How much can I be taught? So if I feel that way, then I want the people that are going to come work here the same way. I want them to want to learn, to grow, to get better. I don't want you to tell me you know everything. I don't want you to think you're the expert. I don't need that. Leave your diva stuff at the door. Let's grow together and grow this dealership, because I'm going to learn, you're going to learn, we're all going to get better. And that's the way I want it. I think that's very important.
Absolutely. And that's one of the things too, in leadership and sales and everything. Hey man, who's that? Is Glenn sneaking up on you right now?
Look at that. Huh?
How you doing, Glenn?
Hey, good man. I'm just watching the front, man. What are you doing?
That is a good show. I'm just hosting the front.
You like that guy?
Absolutely.
I'm really enjoying it, man. Yeah, you guys are interrupting me right now, man.
Yeah, all right. So we'll get back here.
That's awesome. Hey, so we're kind of winding it down. Obviously, he's there waiting on dinner. So I've heard it asked before, and this is a question I like to ask. I have heard it asked before on many people when they're on interview shows, and they say, okay, look, if you could go back in time, Shawn, if you could go back in time and talk to your younger self, what advice would you give? And while I like that question, I'm a fan of that question, none of us can go back in time. So you can't go back and tell 19-year-old Shawn, hey, man, let me give you the lookout block, brother, right? Yeah. But what you can do is you can give really good advice to the people here moving forward. So what one or two, maybe a few things would you tell someone else who is coming up in the business right now and wanting that? Because there is some envy involved for people watching the Shawn Hays story. You're on tour right now, man. And I say that respectfully. I think it's awesome. For somebody who's coming up in management or leadership and wanting to grasp that brass ring, what one or two things would you tell them? Look, you need to do this and you need to do this.
Well, you need to find a mentor. You need to find people that know more than you, right? That are good people that want to help you, not hurt you, because there are people in this business that will give you the wrong advice because they don't want you to succeed. Find the people that are rooting for you, that believe in you, and and get mentors. I think it's very, very, but don't get a bunch of them. Get one or two, okay? Because the problem is when you get too many, you'll get too much advice and you'll freeze yourself because everybody has an opinion and nobody's going to see, agree with it. So you'll just freeze yourself. The other thing is follow your gut. Okay, your vision is your vision. My vision was my vision. People didn't agree with my vision. Okay, they said, Shawn, what are you doing out there talking to salesmen? You're a car salesman. You should be trying to get customers to come in. Don't be helping salesmen. What the hell are you doing? You're a car salesman. You're competing with those guys. I had a vision. My vision was correct, even though everybody around me told me I was wrong. Okay, you can't get to where you want if you keep doing that. I said, I think you're wrong, and I'm going to follow my vision, and I'm going to listen to you. And here's the problem. Everybody around you is going to have an opinion, right? But they don't see your vision. They can't see inside your mind, inside your heart, inside what you have planned. So follow your gut, follow your vision, make your own path. Even if you fail, you have yourself to blame instead of saying, listen to everybody else, because that'll freeze you too. So obviously I'm worried about people getting froze because that happens, man. When you get froze, man, it's everybody. It's the worst thing for you, man. It's the worst thing for your growth and your development and your career, your relationships. Think about all the relationships that break up in the world, all the marriages. What happens? They get in ruts. They get frozen. They get bored, right? They get bored because they lose their inspiration. They lose their inspiration because they don't move. They're frozen, man. And they get comfortable and they're just like, and then they look around 10 years later and they're bored with their career. They're bored with their marriage. They're bored with everything. And what happens then? They let the vices come in. Okay, when you're bored, you start welcoming other things that are bad for your life into your life. So just stay inspired. Find inspiration in things, man. Find inspiration. When you reach a goal, raise it. Hit that goal, raise it again. Always be chasing something, because if you lose that inspiration, you're going to be bored. And boredom is the worst drug there is. They say drugs are bad. I say boredom is bad, because boredom is a drug. All right. And if you follow that boredom, oh man, you're in trouble. The other thing I would say, Mike, real quick is
I love this, man. You're on fire.
I'm always on fire, brother. I can't help it. All right.
Love it.
All right. So I need you to understand this, that don't try to be somebody you're not. I say this all the time. Your imperfection is your perfection. Don't worry about the polish. Don't worry about the shine. Don't worry about all the things, the fake it till you make it. I got to record something 42 times to get it perfect. Just be you. Your imperfections you have is your perfection. It makes you an original. It makes you the real person you are. And that's what people love. Right?
That is, man, we got to take it out on that. That is awesome, Shawn. Being that your imperfection is your power. That is a strong way to take us out. So do me a favor, as we're kind of coming to the tail end here. How can people get in touch? I know many people that are watching this, they're going to go, I know how to get in touch with Shawn Hays, but just in case, especially if somebody's watching on the replay, they're watching on YouTube or one of these other places, how can someone reach out and get in touch with Shawn Hays?
Well, man, follow me on Facebook. I have no more room for friends, so just follow me. You'll still get to see all my stuff. I also have Instagram, Your Car Guy Shawn. My YouTube, Shawn Hays, Your Car Guy. Also, blah, 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 blah. Just follow me, man. I'm telling you, I'm on a rocket ship journey right now. And I want everybody to come with me, because we are going to change this industry. One dealership at a time, one GM at a time, one dealer principal at a time. We're going to change the industry, and people are going to be proud. And years later, we're going to leave a legacy and say, that is where it started. That was the change that happened. And now look at our industry.
Man, this has been such an awesome interview. I'm ready to go run a marathon right now, right? Man, I'm electrified, fired up.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much for spending the time with me tonight. I really, really appreciate it, and sharing some of your insight on sales and leadership and the whole growth of this movement. I said, I think it was your video this morning. I said, it only takes one person to start a movement, and your response was?
I don't remember.
You said, yeah, but you got to have other people to support it along the way.
That's right. That was yesterday's. And actually, that is true. You can have one start it, but it won't sustain. It won't grow. It'll fizzle out because it'll smother it. You need to get that movement going to where you have a bunch of people that can help. We need to spark a revolution.
You're doing just that. Thank you again, Shawn, for joining me.
My pleasure.
For everybody else here who's joined us on live leadership lessons from the front, do me a favor, make sure, and if you're gaining something out of these videos, the best thing that you can do is share them with somebody else so that they can grow and learn and be impacted for positive and for good. Give the videos a thumbs up, share them on your social media. Check out all of the past episodes and all of the things that I've got going on at leadtheteam.tv. We've got awesome guests lined up for weeks to come. Every Wednesday night at 7:05 Eastern, it's 5:05 Mountain. We're going live, and we're going to talk about the real stuff just like tonight, live leadership lessons. So thank you again for everybody who tuned in and joined me live. If you're watching it later, still please participate in the comments, because I would love to continue the conversation with you. And I know how Shawn is. I know he would too. So thanks again. And until we speak next, I hope you have an absolutely fantastic day. We'll talk to you soon, everybody.